what it means for a flex operator is basically to have a different type of product at a different price point, catering to the journey of a client through as they go through their phases. So you start up as a, let's say, a small company, you're a startup, you're a 20 people startup, you move up to a mid-sized company, let's say you have a team size of 50 and 60, and then you move up the ladder and you become a large company, 100 to 120 or 300 people. And you want at that different price point, a different set of office, a different set of requirement. And a house of brand basically caters to that. So multiple customers through their entire life cycle at different price points for different products. That's what a house of brands would be. So this whole flight to quality is something that is 100% needed. In fact, it was long overdue. Because earlier what you used to do as office was just a structure. So you took a box and you put certain number of seats and you divided it into cubicles, and some places were where people would sit openly into what were called open spaces with some amount of barricading, telephone booths, etc. Today's generation wouldn't want to sit in a structure. You want to come to a place where if you're going to spend your 8, 9, 10, whatever number of hours, you want it to be productive for you, not just as for your office or your work productivity. You want that to make some sense for it. You want some purpose out of it. And that today therefore means that the customer, that the occupier of that space wants to get a good experience, wants to get a good coffee, wants to have all the seamlessness and facilities that make them do their work more efficiently. So this whole flight to quality is something that was much needed and has come into the business. We as flex space operators in 91 Springboard specifically are very, very focused on making sure that when our occupiers sit there, they are able to do their task efficiently, they are able to get a better output, they're able to make sure that their culture goes down the line and is able to give them the results that it means. And that sums up to this whole experience that ends up coming out of here. So that's really what a flight to quality. It's no longer about just putting an office and just putting tables and chairs. It's a lot to do with the experience and facilities that come with it. The hub and spoke model is now here to stay. Now, having a headquarter is less to do with anything else. It's a choice that a company decides to say that, okay, do we want a headquarter, and then how do we build it out? Today's day, enterprises, offices, everybody wants to be closer to the talent. Everybody wants to create spaces where they're able to get better output from the talent that they hire. So hub and spoke is no longer something which is a choice. It has almost become a strategy for pretty much every single enterprise that you look at today. I was speaking to a large enterprise yesterday, and something that they've never done in their 100 years of existence. When I suggested this to them and I said, why are you so stuck about getting one singular place as a head office? Why don't you look at it and say, this is the back office, this is where our people are, this is where the larger ecosystem is. Some part of them will work over here, some part of it will work from what is the front office facing area. And they suddenly said, listen, that's a very great idea and we would like to take it. Now, mind you, this is a 100-year-old company wanting to look at it differently. And all of it sums to just one single point. How can you create workspaces where you are able to spread your culture, and in that culture, your talent gets attracted, gets retained, and thrives and gives you that output? We as 91 Springboard, as building this house of brand, which means that we have multiple products, value, premium, luxury, price points, different spaces for different needs in a city, that you can, within the same city, want to move from A to B, you're able to do it very seamlessly with us. And that is how you end up creating this whole hub and spoke, that where the talent is, that's necessarily where you end up putting your spokes.